Hey guys, this is Miss Arlequin, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the task sheet for our Wonder Facebook character profile project. So now that we've completed reading Wonder, and throughout the reading we've analyzed several characters, for this project we're going to be working with our group members to design a Facebook page in the form of a poster for one character from the book. So the first thing you're going to do with your group members is you're going to select a character. It can either be Augie, Jack, Julian, Summer, Olivia, Miranda, or Justin. Now, make your choice not only based on the character that you would prefer to be working on, but also think about the character that you understand the most, that you think you could actually be really creative and wouldn't be too overwhelmingly difficult to make the page for. Now, of course, we're choosing the most important characters to make our posters for. However, there are other characters who can be part of this project. So the following characters can be used as part of the wall, the contacts, they can be on the friends list, or within photos. Augie's parents, and I'll actually add Julian's parents there as well, especially if you're choosing Julian. Christopher, Charlotte, Miles, Henry, and any other secondary characters from the novel. Now, when you design your page, you have a lot of different elements to include. So you're going to want to make sure that you keep this task sheet with you as you work through the project and you use it as a checklist. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to have an about me. That's going to be a short paragraph where you describe your character. And of course, it should be written in the first person, saying I, because when you create this poster, you are the character. You wouldn't on your Facebook page talk about yourself and say, Summer. If you're Summer, you would say, I was going to school today. I'm going to school today. So in your about me, you can talk about who your character is and what they're all about, what's going on in the character's life, what their family life is like, how they spend their time. Basically write a little intro, and it could be whatever you want about the character. Be creative, though. You should also set up a profile box, which has information about your character, like their education. Usually when it's an adult, they talk about what degrees they have, like if they have a college degree or a high school degree. Since in Wonder they are children, you're just going to write the name of the school that they attend. You should say what gender they are, birthday and age, and anytime you read a book, you might not know the exact birth date of a character. However, we do know the age, and so you can use math to figure out what a logical birth date, especially the year, would be for your character. Hometown is where you live. So there is definitely text evidence for where these characters live, what the setting of the story is. Groups. Groups are like special pages that people create on Facebook. So it's almost like a Google Hangouts kind of thing where you create a chat room, except it's not a chat room, it's a page and you can post. Actually, I guess a better comparison would be our Edmodo groups. Like you have an ELA group, you have a math group, you have a social studies group. On Facebook, it's the same thing, only it's not based on classes. So it's usually based on interests or things you have in common. Anybody can create a group and invite people to join, and then it's a private page where people can post and share things. So, for example, I might be a member on Facebook of a group of PSIS 102 teachers. Or since I really love Harry Potter, I might join a Harry Potter group, and the name of the group might be something Harry Potter related. It wouldn't just maybe be Harry Potter group. It might be something like Hogwarts Fanatics. So think about your character and what type of groups they might have joined. And then last update is just a date, the last time the person was online. All right, and then you also are going to need a box with their contact information, so their email address, Twitter username, and Instagram username. All right, next you need a box. This should be in box form of personal information. So you're going to have interests and activities. So what kind of things does your character like to do? Also known as, sometimes by some people, as hobbies. Then you want to have favorites. Could be real titles or could be ones that you make up, as long as the made up titles accurately reflect what you know about the character. So for example, when we read The Chaser at the beginning of the school year, we learned that Alan is somebody who was very obsessed with making the love of his life, who did not love him back, That's why he was going to the old man to buy a love potion. So if I was going to do this project for Alan, he might list as a favorite book How to Pick Up Women. Obviously, he's having a hard time picking up Diana, so he might read something about it to make it easier. Or maybe Romeo and Juliet, which is actually a real title, very famous William Shakespeare play, and it's a very romantic play. So both of these would be an accurate reflection of text evidence and characterization. You want to have favorite music, favorite books, favorite movies, favorite TV shows, favorite quotes, not from the book. These should be like precepts, inspirational quotes that your character found online and wants to post because they saw those quotes and they were like, yes, this really speaks to me. All right, we already did education, so I don't know why I put that twice. And then finally, likes. So this, when you like things on Facebook, it can be other people's pages, it can be places, entertainers, sayings that your character has liked. All right, next, you need to have the wall. Now, this is where you have to actually use critical thinking and text evidence combined. And this really has to be an accurate reflection of the plot of the book. So your wall posts have to have at least 3, and they have to reflect specific story events and also reveal how your character feels about the events. So each wall post must have comments from at least 3 other characters. So you have your character writing on their wall about something that happened to them, and then other characters commenting on it. And the same thing with the comments. The comments must also be detailed, and they should reveal the character's thoughts and feelings about the post. In addition to those 3 wall posts, you then also want to have throughout this part, this would be the main profile page, you also want to have some status updates, and these can be much shorter. You want to have 4 of them, at least 4. 4 brief posts about what your character is doing, feeling, watching, or listening to. So right here, you have an example wall post from The Chaser. This would be what I would create if I was going to make my Facebook profile about Diana. And you can see here that this is more than just 1 sentence. And it has a combination of text evidence, something that happened in the story, and also the character's feelings. Now, in addition to that wall post, again, you want to have the replies or the comments from people on Diana's friends list. So here we have one of her friends commenting on what she wrote, and here we have Alan also commenting on what she wrote. All right, and then finally, status updates. I said you have to have at least 4. When you do a status update on Facebook, sometimes people will actually hit the emoji button, and then they can add emojis to update their status on what they're feeling, what they're watching, what they're reading, or what they're listening to. And so here on the side, you have an example of what I would do again if I was doing this project for The Chaser. All right, so the context is also the friends list. You want to have at least 3 friends or contacts. Each contact should have pictures and names. And then you should also have a separate family contact list. Photos. Your page should have 1 central photo of your character. That's the profile picture. And then 3 additional photos about you, your friends, and what you enjoy, or activities relevant to your character's life. One of the more updated styles of Facebook is to have a cover photo. And so you could do that as one of your 3 photos, especially if you want to try to make your poster look as realistic to a Facebook profile as possible. Next, you want to have a news feed, and that should be a list of the most recent updates from your friends. Should be at least 10 items on your news feed, and I would definitely put this either as a separate box, or I would mix this together with the wall posts and status updates. So you really want to think about how your news feed is very similar to what we see on Edmodo. When you go through your news feed, it's in order of the most recent, and as you scroll further down the page, those are the older posts, and you have a combination of things you've posted, things other people have posted, comments that people have made. Finally, you have the extra credit option. So you could include some ads on the right side of the page, because that is what Facebook looks like. When you see ads on a website, keep in mind that they're usually specific to the things that you, the person using the computer, are interested in. The ads are usually based on the things you search for and purchase online. For example, if you visit a lot of websites about Harry Potter, ads are going to start to appear for Harry Potter products. Whenever I'm doing some online shopping and I'm looking for boots, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I get a lot of ads on the side of my web pages for boots. All right, so here's an example of a news feed. Again, this would be a news feed for a Facebook project on the Chaser. I do want to point out to everybody how the names of the characters are in a different color to make them stand out from the rest of the writing. And then usually if you're tagging something, like a group that you've joined, those will also be in a different color. Okay, and then finally we have our reflection. Each group member must write their own reflection. In your reflection paper, you're going to write a statement about your character's Facebook profile. So you're going to explain why you made the choices you made. Why did you include the wall post that you included, or the favorite movies or songs that you included? Why do you think that your character has the likes and interests that they do? Again, you're basically justifying the choices you made. Where in the text does it give you the information you need about the character? So again, this could be a combination of indirect quotes and direct quotes. And then you also want to reflect on your learning. What did you need to understand in order to complete this project? So when you were coming up with your character's status updates, what skills did you use to do that? What did you have to understand from the book in order to do that? Same thing for when you were coming up with all of the personal information. How did working on this project help you achieve the learning targets for this task? So again, you're going to want to refer to the lessons every day where we review the learning target and the criteria for success. And then again, what skills did you need to use in order to complete this project? It could be reading skills, could be writing skills, and it could also be accountable talk skills or group work skills.